There are very few games, if any, quite like Nier Automata. Part hack and slash, part shoot 'em up, and part RPG, this beautiful multi-genre game delivers 30-plus hours of fantastically fun action, remarkable locations, and a story so weird, I'm not likely to forget it anytime soon. Nier Automata takes place in a sad but visually stunning futuristic dystopia, where humanity has fled to the moon after an extraterrestrial invasion, leaving behind an army of androids to fight the aliens' more primitive but prolific machines. Nier's striking art design and enormous sense of scale are mesmerizing to look at, especially on the PlayStation 4 Pro and in 1080p. I did encounter a few hiccups that knocked the frame rate below 60 frames per second and witnessed a fair share of textures popping in, but I was too enchanted with the amazing soundtrack to really even notice. The story that takes place against this melancholy backdrop is somewhat hit or miss. As Combat Unit 2B, your job is to fight the alien machines and bring an end to the war, which results in you slowly unraveling the truth behind the long conflict. How this entertaining, if nonsensical story unfolds is bonkers to say the least, but it does so in a mostly good way. It's just too bad I felt a disconnect from the utterly humorless 2B and her android counterparts, all of whom you get to control at different times throughout the game. Their personal dramas take a little too long to unravel, which made it harder to emotionally invest in their fates by the time things got really interesting. I didn't feel much of a rapport with the heroes, but I definitely enjoyed embodying them as I effortlessly surfed sand dunes in the desert and shimmied up the concrete remains of office buildings to take in the view. There's a nice bit of parkouring in Automata, made enjoyable by silky smooth controls and a compliant camera. These same controls are also what make Automata's hilariously maniacal combat so fun. You can seamlessly and simultaneously use multiple buttons to dodge, jump, shoot, and slash your way through hostile bits of rusted iron and steel without having to stop and catch your breath, and it feels great. Though Nier Automata is described as an action RPG, it's really a kitchen sink kind of affair. In between the large chunks of feel-good hack and slash, you'll launch a fireworks display worth of projectiles at flying enemies shoot 'em up style, do some light hacking, and ride an animal or two. The ever-evolving gameplay makes for a thrilling roller coaster ride. And I mean that literally. In one of the craziest action sequences I've played in a long time, I actually fought atop a moving roller coaster. With so many amusing ways to engage alien robots, it's important to change your Android schematics quickly and often, especially on higher difficulty modes. That's easy thanks to both a flexible customization system that allows you to swap out upgradable plug-in chips on the fly, or use consumable buffs and debuffs when you need a leg up in battle. Ticking the difficulty up meant raising the possibility of losing valuable items if I fell in battle, but if I ever found myself cornered, I could always hop online and recruit AIs controlling the broken remains of other players to fight alongside me, or scavenge them for useful items. And if that didn't work, I could use a special move that allowed a character to do things like self-destruct or go berserk, which doesn't result in death, but does severely deplete their health. Unconventional battle tactics? Yep, but they're sure effective, not to mention fun. Most of my time was spent hunting down machines, gathering materials to upgrade both my weapons and the AI pod that acts as both a guide and a turret gun, or looking for interesting story clues in the many side quests. But money-making activities like fishing and hunting are also available. And I'm happy to report that the original Nier's ridiculous animal riding mechanic, complete with drifting capabilities, returns. These aren't particularly crucial or deep features, but they lend a sense of normality and humanity to a terribly abnormal world, and that makes them endearing. Nier Automata is a crazy, beautiful, and highly entertaining journey full of nutty ideas and awesome gameplay. It may not include the most sensible story or compelling characters, but its frenzied combat coupled with beautiful visuals and a stunning soundtrack make it too much fun to pass up. For all things Nier Automata, keep it right here on IGN.